I grew up in a very loving home and I knew God, but I didn't have that relationship with Him. And once I left high school, I went and did all the things that I wanted to do and left everything that I knew about God behind. That's when I met a man. It lasted for about 6 months, this lovingness, and then he started to want to control me, and he would use abuse and violence in order to do so. He was not only using physical violence against me, it was emotional and verbal and sexual to keep me in check at all times. This continued on and escalated over the course of a couple of years. It was slowly eating away at my soul. During this time, I found out that I was pregnant. I was scared because the violence hadn't stopped. 7 months into my pregnancy, he threw me against a cupboard and I realised that maybe I could lose this baby. Liam was born, our beautiful, healthy boy. Breaking point came when Liam was 2.5 and my partner had thrown me up the passage and I landed centimetres away from where he was playing. Covered in blood, I realised one day this man was going to kill me, and then who would be Liam's mum? I cried out to God. I had never done this before, but I cried out to God and He clearly said to me, "Lisa, put Liam in the pram and run." And so I did. I ran down to the phone box and I rang Lifeline, and they got me into crisis accommodation for women who are escaping domestic violence. I spent 6 months in the Women's Refuge, and there I received intensive counselling, and it was the turning point in that very first week that I saw Liam walking and he was going, "I've got a new mummy," that I knew I was doing the right thing. I knew I was changing my life for the better, and it was not only affecting me but it was affecting Liam, and that just kept me motivated to keep on going. After being in the refuge, I was given a community house and Liam and I were safe. But emotionally I was still really scarred and I was having horrific nightmares of what he could have done to me or to Liam. And it was after one of these nightmares that I woke up, and as a way of coping with that I turned the TV on and there was Riverview Church. I said to my girlfriend, "I want to go and check out that church." And from that very first moment the music started, I felt the presence of God and that I was so welcomed, and I felt like He was calling me home. 3 months of sitting in the house, I realised that I had a part to play, and so I joined up to be an usher. And it was amongst this team that I actually felt acceptance. I was completely and utterly loved, and they showed me God's grace and God's love. The hardest part of my journey has been forgiveness. It would have been so easy to hold on to those hurts of what he did to me and Liam, but I knew I needed to let that go in order to set the captive free. I am so thankful to God for all the people He's placed into my life, for the hope, the gratitude, the love and the grace that they have shown me. And I know that at His table, in His house, there is room for everyone, including someone like me.